The Last Starfighter, a 1984 film directed by Nick Castle. You know, The Shape, starring Lance Guest. You know, Halloween 2, Jaws, all of those films. Anyhow, let's talk about The Last Starfighter. Gets a 6.4 on IMDb, 1 hour and 40 minutes long. Also stars Billy Preston in this film. This is a classic. It's a legendary film from the 80s, which I've done an overview over. I've never really done a review of the film. I want to thank Mr. Bones for sending me this copy on trade, as the Arrow version I had did not play on my system for whatever reason. So we did a sweepy trade, and he got the Arrow, and I got this one, which is more than sufficient, as the copy, the transfer was beautiful on this particular edition as well. Let's take a look here, because this is the 25th anniversary edition. It is loaded, folks, with commentary, special features. Not to mention, if you dig deep into the film, you'll realize that Will Wheaton is in this. That's right, Gordy LaChance. You know, Gordy, who just screwed the pooch. Yep, he's in this one. But he doesn't really talk. He doesn't really have a talking role. But we follow Alex Rogan, who's living in this community with his mother and his little brother. And they run this little community. It's like a mobile home community. And he plays this game every night. It's a stand-up video game called The Last Starfighter. And he plays it. He's kind of addicted to it. And he finally gets to this 1 million point success, and everybody around the town's up there watching him play and whatnot. And then he's kind of falling on hard times as he's about to go to college and fix his life and figure out what he's done wrong to not be out there with everybody else out into a different city and whatnot. He gets this paper saying that his loan fell through and that he's not going to be able to move. Well, right as that happens, he goes to bed, and he gets an inkling to go outside, and he sees this guy. And there's this guy out there that pulls up in almost like a DeLorean. And it's Robert Preston, who plays Centauri. I think I said Billy earlier, but I meant Robert Preston. And he gets inside of this like DeLorean type thing, and he takes him to space. And it's the same type of space where the video game is at. And basically what's happening is they need help up there in space. And they recruit Alex to become a starfighter up there because all of their pilots are dying off. And they're being taken over by the alien warships up there. And he gets there with him, basically. And then he has to make some decisions. And I will leave the film with that because I really don't want to give away too much about the film. But let me get into this film. This one is a legendary, this is a classic film. You could put this with a number of 80s films, sign up for a double feature night. You could put it with E.T. You could put it with just a who's who of films. You could even put it with Stand By Me if you want to. Just so many different things you could put this movie into. Let me talk about this, and what I liked most about it was the features on this particular movie. You get a lot of different things, commentary, whatnot on the disc itself. It's loaded. The movie itself, like I said, the transfer is fantastic. The acting was great. I love the old school, old town feel to it, where it was an old town, which you could see most of the sky. Basically, almost looked like you were already in space because of that elevation. I bet this was filmed somewhere pretty high in California. I'm not particularly sure. Maybe Big Bear. But this was filmed in an area or some type of state that was very high up in elevation, where you're really close to the sky, to where you could see the stars and whatnot. Is what I'm trying to get at without. I'm making a mountain out of a molehill, basically. But it was just beautifully shot. A lot of digital shots were made. A little bit of CGI, but a lot of practical effects as well. Everybody loved working with Robert Preston on this film. Apparently he was a gentleman, and just an overall fun movie to watch. You watch this with your kids and have a blast with it. You know, back then, arcades were found everywhere. You go outside, you could randomly find just a stand-up arcade outside of a gas station and play it just like this, and just brings you back so many memories of the '80s, and it's just so good. It really is. Um, Lance Gass was can't talk today. He was phenomenal in this film. Thank you, Get Bones, for sending me this review. Let me know your thoughts, guys, on The Last Starfighter. And I will catch up with you later. Peace.
Welcome to the house on the A6 block. I'm just chilling on the porch in my chair I rock. I'm your host, Jimmy Biggs, with the coolest clip. The only light outside is the full moon lit. Welcome to a world mixed with evil and good. If you ain't plan on staying, then you misunderstood. This ain't a nightmare, the figment of imagination. Step aside and the house will awaken. Skeleton, play the piano.